Hey, what's up guys, Welcome Customs here, and today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends. This is the Hulk Build-A-Figure, and this is Beta Ray Bill. Looks pretty cool. Here's the back. Get all those figures to make the Hulk. Let's open them up. Alright, so here is Beta Ray Bill out of the box. I'm going to call him Bill for now on. So he does come with a couple of accessories. First off, he does come with the heads for the Build-A-Figure for the Hulk, which I'm not going to finish because I have the SH Figure Arts one. I'm pretty good and content with that. But we'll probably pop these heads onto that figure, see how that looks like, if it even fits, which I doubt it will, but we'll see how that looks like. One neutral face and the horrible looking smiling face. Man, his forehead is huge on these, but it is what it is. Alright, next up we have Stormbreaker right here, the original Stormbreaker, and it is fantastic looking, nice gold color, long staff right here, or handle you want to call that. It looks really nice, nice solid piece as well. So here he is holding Stormbreaker right here, and it's pretty good. It mostly is made for his right hand because his right hand is a little more closed up. The left hand is actually a little more wider of a grip, but the handle for Stormbreaker is pretty wide, so you can actually have him holding it with both hands, which is pretty cool. Pretty long, I mean, but there you go. I'm pretty sure a lot of people like doing that. And next up we have Bill right here. It looks pretty cool looking. He is sporting a more modern, up-to-date outfit right here, which is pretty nice. The last time we had a Beta Ray Bill figure was from Toy Biz, which sported the more traditional one. But I like this. The body sculpt is pretty good too. A slimmer body, which I like. I don't need him to be huge as well. So it looks pretty nice. And yeah, overall it's a pretty good execution of the figure and the character of Bill right here. The body itself is pretty plain, just how he is in the comic books. You know, it's a nice black suit underneath. On top, he does have armor, or whatever you want to call that. It has a nice pearl look to it, which I definitely like a lot. It shines really nicely right there. The armor over here, the gold armor shoulder pads are soft plastic, so it doesn't really hinder the articulation that well. So that's pretty good too. And the cape is nice and big. I like the big cape. Looks pretty good. Now going to his head sculpt, it is fantastic looking. He has a really mean, rugged look, grimacing like that. You can definitely angle his head in different ways, which is pretty nice on a ball joint. And his mouth moves open, which is pretty cool right there. And the helmet itself is pretty nice as well. Really good job on that. Now quickly going to articulation, he has a ball jointed head on a hinge, so it goes all the way up like that, which is pretty good. Goes down pretty decent as well, as you can see right there. Pivots left and right, which is nice, and turns left and right, so good range of motion. He also has his mouth that opens up like that, so that's pretty good articulation right there. The shoulders are in hinge joints that rotate. He does have shoulder pads right here, but they don't hinder the articulation that much, which is pretty nice. So it goes up, down, all around, up that much, so it's pretty good. It won't hinder it. He has a bicep swivel right there, 2 points at the elbow right there. A little bit stiff on mine, almost basically 90 degrees. So it's let me see. There you go, actually better. And at the wrist right here, he does have a hinge and a swivel, so it's pretty good as well. Going to the ab joint right here, he does sport the ball joint, peg joint right there, which is a little bit different from the standard ab crunch. So it does go forward a little bit, which is pretty decent. It goes back a little bit as well, which is nice. Left and right a little bit, but it does pivot side to side, so you do have that, which is pretty nice. Over here he does have a waist swivel, which is nice as well. And going down to the bottom, he does have the standard T-jointed hips, which go forward about 9 degrees, which is nice. Doesn't go back that much. Split wise, not the greatest, which is fine for him. Thigh swivel, 2 points at the knee right here. Boot swivel as well. At the ankle, he does have a hinge, which is kind of loose on mine, but I'll fix that. And he does have a pivot. So pretty standard articulation for a Marvel Legends figure. Size comparison time, so here he is with Thor, and here he is with Odin right here. I can't find my other Thor figure that would probably match this kind of comic theme, but here is the closest thing I have. Size comparison wise, I don't mind the height, looks pretty good. Odin is just a really big figure overall, so I think it looks pretty good right there. And for another size comparison, here is Hercules, which is a pretty big figure himself, and a smaller figure in Spider-Man right there. Size wise, no complaints at all. And for another size comparison, here he is a Captain America and Iron Man, both comic book based figures right there. And I like how it looks. He is bigger than both of them overall. I know some people might wish he was a little bit taller, but as long as it's there's a significant size difference between them, I had no problem right there. And for another size comparison right here, we have the Hulk and the Thing. The Thing is a Marvel Legends figure. The Hulk is a SH Figure Arts figure. Size-wise, there they are. It is how it is. And since right now we have the Hulk right here, let's take a look at those Build-A-Figure heads for the Build-A-Figure Hulk to see how they match up. So here they are skin tone wise. As you can see, it's close. Not that exact, but it's close enough to be honest. So I'm going to pop this one off. I doubt the peg joints are the same, and they definitely aren't by looking at it. But we can at least pop it on top to see how it looks like right there. There you go. Not bad. I mean, the skin tone is kind of close enough on certain lighting. If you do pretty true lighting, you can see the difference. But this head is actually pretty big though. I'm not sure how big the figure is per se. I've seen pictures, it is pretty big. But you can see it's definitely a big head on this figure. Also to point out this figure, the cape is actually connected to these bolts on the shoulder pads. And they actually could come off if you wanted to take them off. Just be careful. They're pretty secure on, but you could kind of clip them off right there. And there you have Battery Bill with no cape on. There's a little hole in the back for the cape too if you want to secure it in better. But yeah, there he is. It's pretty easy then if you want to do a custom cape. Alright, so my overall impressions are this figure is really cool looking. I think he looks fantastic looking, a great representation for a modern Battery Bill figure right here. But overall, you know, when it comes to articulation and the quality control, it's okay. My figure is a little bit stiff some places, a little bit loose in some places. To be more specific, I feel like the arms are a little bit stiff. Might have to work on them a little bit. The hinges on the ankles are really loose on mine, so if he's a little bit heavy on one part leaning over, he will definitely fall over. But nothing too drastic to write home about. You know, everything could be fixed easily. But yeah, I like how it looks. The added articulation in the mouth is pretty cool. He has a nice grimacing look, which is fantastic looking. I do like the slim body that he is sporting. A little bit more proportionate, which is nice to have as well. And yeah, colors are pretty plain, but they suit him well as well. Like the gold on the shoulders and the Stormbreaker stands up nicely. All black body, a little bit of blue on top. Little straps on his wrist. You know, it looks good. Nice, plain, but it's done really nicely overall. And that's about it, guys. So what do you guys think about this figure? Are you picking one up? Are you buying the whole wave to build the Hulk? Yeah. Leave a comment below. And that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe, do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Peace!